Intro. If you know me, you will know that I love to think outside of the box. I have been researching most of my life. It's not only intellectual knowledge, yet it's down to earth wisdom. You could call it the land of the mystic, feet on the ground and your head in heaven. Be practical and yet consciously live within the jewel that lies within. Call it whatever you want, but something is keeping you alive. The same power that is keeping you alive is keeping the universe alive. This is my first introduction to Tibetan formal training that I'm about ready to embark on. It's a 16-week course. Lama Glenn Mullen is presenting this course starting July 24th. I'm looking forward to learning more about this ancient wisdom. Here's the beginning of this new journey. Maybe you might want to join in this adventure. Life will give you many signposts and synchronicities if you are open to them. I've been fortunate to be aware of this since childhood. When one is conscious of the inner doors, signposts and synchronicities are a part of your life. Remember, the more attention you pay to something, the more attention it pays to you. My girlfriend Anna and I were driving from Toronto to Vancouver, Canada. The year was 1974. We ran into Mahatma Rajeshwar and Bill Patterson along the way. They were going to do a TV interview and asked us if we wanted to come. We spent a few days there. Bill gave me a copy of a book about Milarepa. He was Tibet's greatest yogi. The Kagyu lineage still exists today. In fact, in Ashland, Oregon, there's a beautiful temple that comes from the Kagyu lineage. Bill unfortunately died about 10 years ago. He was well known for his kindness. I loved the book. I was extremely fascinated by his life. I love to meditate. It is a part of my life. I mean, an incredible part of my life. I had a knack for it. Fast forward about 48 years. I'm on Facebook and I see the interesting post, Tumo and 6 yoga trainings with Lama Glenn. I was quickly drawn to this. What a synchronicity. My mind went back to receiving this precious book on Milarepa many moons ago. Signposts are all around us. Buddha has been following me around for a long time. My parents had a Buddha statue, where as a kid I would get mesmerized by just staring at it. It took all my troubles and worries as a young child away. In my teens, I began a formal meditation practice, which I still do today. My practice is the foundation of my life. I once had a past life regression when my twin brother John, Mark Laurenhurst, and I were students of Buddha. I could see it in my mind's eye. Even today, I can close my eyes and visions will appear. Of course, I can't prove it, grin, yet the impressions are there. Milarepa is another guide. When I first read the book on Milarepa, it was also mesmerizing. I lived in Ashland, Oregon for some time, and there was a beautiful temple that comes from the Kagyu lineage. My wife and I went to the temple a few times, but never heard about how to study with them. Anyway, this is going to be an incredible journey. Both Buddha and Milarepa have been friends with me for such a long time. Once again, how can you explain that? Yet, I most certainly know that we are never alone. This journey is both internal and external. What can I say? We are all blessed. July 24th, 2021, Session 1. Secrecy. Why is there secrecy? That's a good question. Knowing the techniques is one thing. Experiencing the essence of the techniques is altogether another affair. I have known people who have tried to reveal techniques to another person. Nothing will happen. You see, there must be an energetic connection. Without that connection, nothing can happen. It's hard enough when a proper initiation occurs for a person to realize how significant it is. The yogis have a saying: someone holds a jewel in their hand and doesn't realize how precious it is. I call the Buddha field the quantum field. You can't lie, cheat, or steal your way to enlightenment. A person can enlighten by using almost any technique. I always thought there was a super duper technique. I spent years looking for it. Yet one's own awareness is the technique. One's daily thoughts and actions determine your state of awareness. Your intent, focus, and concentration determine your state of awareness. Granted, some techniques clearly work better than others, yet it is the state of mind and compassion and gratitude is the driving force. Without compassion and gratitude, one will not progress on this path. These divine laws are preventative measures from someone trying to use these techniques for purposes not intended to use. These are the stopgap measures. I had a rumor when the book Crystal Clear got released to the West, many secrets were revealed. Yet the Buddhists said most people will roll their eyes because the foundation is the power behind the breath. How could something so natural as breathing be the keys to life? On the other hand, those who daily concentrate on the power of breath in each and every moment truly understand the riddles behind this book. Initiation, empowerment, and transmission. Here's a question asked to Lama Glenn. If I have no empowerment, is it okay to take this training? Or should I stop until I get it? Reply. As I mentioned, it is okay to participate in the teaching and also to begin the training without empowerment. But afterwards, if you want to continue with the practice, it's best to get the initiation. In my eyes, once a person starts to get guidance from a teacher, one embarks on the journey. The power of empowerment and transmission begins. Just like a power line on the grid, if you stop, the transmission will stop. Remember, the more attention you pay to something, the more attention it will pay to you. Furthermore, the initiation is the transference of power from the lineage into you. A seed is planted inside of you. You must take care of the seed. One has to water the seed. One must tend to the soil and pull out the weeds. This is a practical path. It's moment by moment attending to the garden within. I first heard about Milarepa around 48 years ago. I was extremely interested in this lineage. I even lived in Ashland, Oregon for 10 years. There was a Kagu temple there. Yet, I never heard about this ancient wisdom. Fast forward today, and the wisdom is being delivered to our homes. I even wrote a book on a talk that Lama Glenn did on the introduction of this class. What I learned in just the introduction of the YouTube video impressed me so much to write a book on it.
The ray of empowerment. To give power or authority to authorize. I empowered my agent to make the deal for me. To enable or permit. Wealth empowered him to live a comfortable life. As one is walking on the journey of life, we see that times we're reacting to each and every situation that comes along in our life. We are like the leaves that get blown by the wind. We react to every situation that is negative and uncomfortable. We never quite feel that we are co-creators in life. It's like our destiny is in our hands, yet it's totally out of our hands. We are left to the whim of circumstances. Empowerment is the journey to reclaim your divinity. It's a journey to discover who you truly are. Do you think that if you were the sun, the moon, and the stars walking around in a human body, that you would have any concerns? You would be totally empowered. This journey of self-discovery is the road to true empowerment. Over time, through practice, we begin to reclaim our true essence. We begin to make conscious decisions both internally and externally. We become aware of the proper decisions and actions that we need to take to make our life more alive and in touch with our deepest desires. Our attitude changes from the poor me syndrome to one who's empowered with his or her life. We take responsibility for our own actions. We start to be aware. We see that everything we do has consequences. In the past, we don't see them. We had blinders on. By becoming aware, we see the effects of our actions, both internally and externally. This is the maturity of man, mind, transforming into human, divine, man, mind. In this state, we become more aware of our true nature. For thousands of years, people from all walks of life have discovered the road lies within. True empowerment is a state of mind and needs to be cultivated. By planting the seeds over time, we water the seed and till the soil and pick out the weeds. At some point, there is a harvest. Each year, we do the same process, so as the years go by, we become more empowered. Empowerment is not some magic pill that we take in an instant feel a change. Life is ever changing. We change for the better or worse. It just depends on our focus. Empowerment is a conscious decision to make in each and every day. We are in charge of our own destiny. Nobody will hold our hand along the way. We may get directions, but we have to walk each and every step. These are not some words that have been alive for a short time. These same words have been spoken for thousands of years. You are in charge of your own destiny. These sacred laws will bring you in touch with your true nature. You don't have to give up on the world. You don't need to sacrifice your life. You can truly live your life and at the same time focus within and see that you are truly more than what you see with your eyes. You are incredible. Your essence is of light. In this state, you become empowered. These rays exist inside of you. They are your true nature. The following is a daily ritual that you can use each day to get in more contact with your divine nature. Each day, you choose one from the list and say yourself the divine prayer. Throughout the day, ponder and contemplate on the word of the day. Try to make each and every action a part of the ray you're concentrating on. You will see that over time, you begin to acquire more and more qualities in your daily life. The more you pay attention to yourself and your thoughts, the more awareness you will bring to yourself. Pay attention to your negative thoughts. As a matter of fact, throw them out the door. Pull out your inner weeds. The faster you stop complaining, blaming, and justifying, the better your life will be. These three negative qualities will never get you anywhere in life except for placing you into the dumps. Just try for one day to stop complaining. It may seem easy, but try. You will see that it's harder than you think. The mind has been conditioned to complain. We hear complaints everywhere. Everybody has something to complain about. This is the state of a reactive mind. We blame and criticize others for the positions we are in, yet we don't see that we dug the hole. Nobody places us here but ourselves. By proper thinking and by taking proper actions, we can take ourselves out of the hole and use the same soil to plant seeds of these rays. We can simply train ourselves to think, act, and to be in a manner that is conductive to our true nature. This is who we truly are. All these exercises that we do are training ourselves to go to a different level of existence. The more empowered one is more, we can simply smile at life's problems. A person of empowerment laughs at problems that she can see behind them. They concentrate on solving the problem, while the reactive person gets angry or run away from the problems. This is a huge difference in our perceptions of life. The more aware we are of discovering the more aware we are, the greater our doors of perception will be. When a person begins to incorporate these divine laws on an everyday basis and enters into the law of silence, incredible things will occur. So daily look at your weeds, pull them out, moment by moment. Take a look at your thoughts. If you have a negative one, ignore it and don't pay any attention to it or focus on it. Most importantly, don't act on it. You are playing the video game life, and it's your life. Play to win. These are the life cheats that you can use in your everyday life. Video games buy cheat sheets to learn how to master video games. Well, these are life sheets. They will help you go through the many different levels of your own video games. You must learn how to master yourself. You must learn that your own negativity doesn't serve you or others at all. Negativity is like someone holding your head below water. It doesn't serve you at all. In essence, someday it will get you in the end. It's so easy to be negative. Everyone can do it in a moment's instant, but it's very difficult to master your mind. This is what a game is all about. Think and compliment for a moment on how your life would change if you totally embrace these divine rays in your personal life. You would truly be a gift to this world. You would truly bring your piece of the puzzle and enhance the world to be a better place. Remember, wherever you focus on, you become. Your external life is a direct reflection of your inner life. No matter what kinds of clothes you wear on the outside, your inner sense of yourself will be reflected on the outside. You can't fool anybody, including yourself. If your life is not going the way you would like it, start this spring cleaning of yourself. Throw away anything that does not serve you. then start to take practical actions to be in alignment with who you truly are. The goal is to be aware moment by moment. We're starting to learn how to program your own life. In the past, everyone had a say in your progress, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It was a total mishmash. No wonder at times we are the way we are. At a subconscious level, we had good things stored in our memory and a lot of useless junk. So many of us try to hold on to this junk because it's all we have. These laws are to help you to let go of the junk and replace it with something that would truly benefit you and the world at large. Practical actions. Do the Tree of Life ritual every day. Spend time taking a mental shower with a different ray every day. Contemplate daily and pull out your negative weeds. Meditate daily. Read books that will improve your mental and emotional health. Throw away negativity. It is literally a burden and a weight that is holding you down. Pay attention to all areas of life. Get exercise, eat good food, and get plenty of rest. Each one of these areas affect our emotions and mental health. Try to stay away from people who are extremely negative. Daily have gratitude for what you have in your life. Make room for change. Don't be comfortable and not willing to grow, otherwise you will decay. Everything changes. Attend a seminar.
Homework. The following corresponds to Rella Milarepa's precepts. This is from Lama Glenn's notes. The homework is 1. Realize scarcity of human life. 2. That it is impermanent, changing. 3. Everyone is interconnected, dependent, arising, correct. Ripurale. The 3 from Milarepa. A. Karma, cause and effect, in the sense that our bodies and minds are products of the past and at the same time our launching pad for the future. B. Love, compassion, and bodhicitta. And 3. Emptiness. All 3 are an example of a flower in a garden. A. It is impacted by all in the world and also makes its own impact. B. It should appreciate and have gratitude for all in the world, love, because without the world, it could not exist. And C is interdependence with the world on the first 2 level points to the reality of Shunyata. Step 1, breathing, and Step 2, cause and effect. Many of the Tibetan meditation practice begins with a series of 21 conscious breaths. Breathe in. 1, breathe out. Breathe in, say 2. Breathe out. Continue until 21 breaths occur. By 1, 2, 3, etc., you are short-circuiting the mind. Be totally aware and focused, yet totally relaxed. With each breath, one enters more deeply into the state of emptiness. Note, this technique is super simple. You may blow it off, because it is, yet nature reveals itself in simple ways. I've been meditating for 50 years. My favorite saying is, "You are the universe. You just don't know it." Step 2. Cause and effect. This is from Lama Gland. Karma, cause and effect, in the sense that our bodies and minds are products of the past, at the same time are launching pads for the future. The following is the latest scientific approach to karma, cause and effect. They are identical in nature. One can meditate 24 hours a day, yet your mind, thoughts, and actions dictate where you are. Close your eyes. Ponder the cause and effects of your body and mind. Read the following. They will help you to see that you create your own chemistry. Your chemistry directly reflects your state of mind and awareness. They are fused together. Mind you, in each and every moment, one has to monitor his thoughts and emotions. Step 3. Impermanence. Nothing is permanent. Everything morphs and changes. That is the law of impermanence. Close your eyes. Concentrate on the thoughts and ideas of impermanence. Can you name one thing that is permanent externally in your life? You can. Everything changes. Nothing is constant. The more you do this, you're rewiring your neural circuits to acknowledge this fact. This is one of the basic principles of life. Step 4. Interconnected. There is a web tying everything together. We think we are alone and not connected. Yet every single object is tied together. Even physically, every object you own comes from a whole series of people that helped produce it. Many hands of people were involved in you acquiring these goods. Yet we never think about that. The world's problems are mostly due to me versus the world concept. Isolation leads to misconception about the true meaning of life. We need to practically see and identify with the interconnectedness of all life. This takes awareness. A wise man will ponder this over and over again. It must be branded into our state of awareness.
Your body is your drugstore. The art of Taoism has been around for thousands of years. I find it quite fascinating that they talk about the elixir of life. This elixir is not an herb or any external substance. This elixir exists inside of us. In India, they talk about the nectar from God that flows within. Yet here we are taking drugs for our ailments. Each drug has a huge side effect. No, I'm not saying don't take drugs. I'm saying maybe there is a better way. For example, in China, You pay your doctor when you are healthy. You don't pay when you are sick. Mind you, in modern China, this isn't always the case. But the point is that you focus on balance and harmony. In our culture, everything is fragmented. We don't focus on the harmony of the mind, body, and soul connection. When I was young, I heard about the concept of being in harmony with the universe. To be quite frank, I had no idea what they were talking about. Here's an example of being out of balance. In my junior year, my parents took our family to Yosemite. It's probably one of the most incredible places on the planet. Yet, I couldn't see the forest from the trees. I was miserable. Why? Because I missed the ocean. Now, that's being out of balance. Before we can begin to be in harmony with the universe, let's try to be in harmony with the planet Earth. Currently, man has divorced himself from our precious Earth. We pride ourselves with the technology that we have, yet we are totally emotionally immature with the Earth. Where am I going with this? Imagine if man was in absolute harmony with the Earth. Can you imagine the wisdom that it has? It might tell you that your body is your drugstore. Every thought, whether positive or negative, secretes over 1,500 positive or negative chemicals. Currently, most of America is totally out of balance. Look at the problems today. I used to work for the USDA. I saw my friends taking up vaping. I couldn't believe how much smoke came out when they exhaled. It was at least 5 times the smoke from regular smoking. No wonder there is such an epidemic. Imagine there are drugs existing inside of you that are dormant. In order to receive them, you must be in balance and harmony. In each and every moment, we have the opportunity to be conscious and aware. Currently, we are playing the same tapes over and over again. I can guarantee you that these elixirs of life work better than any physical drugs. Your body has the intelligence to produce these for you. How many people listen to their bodies? How many people monitor their thoughts? How many people dive into silence? How many people monitor their actions? You see, there is a moment-by-moment conscious event. When we are unconscious, chaos exists. Look at the world around you. Does it seem to be in balance and harmony? The question is, do you want to change? Are you content with the current conditions? This isn't just Richard on a soapbox. I'm asking real questions. What do you think? You are your savior. Nobody's going to save you except yourself. All the scriptures point the way, but we must walk on this path. This human body is hardwired to find God within. We are on this incredible journey to discover our true nature. We are out of balance, and yet we can learn how to be in balance. These are exciting times. Millions of people are waking up. Play with your chemistry kit. We are all playing with our own chemistry kits. Unfortunately, we aren't aware of it. Many people blow themselves up without realizing it. In each and every moment, thousands of chemicals are being released throughout your human body. Mankind is spinning out of control. We are drinking our own poison. We get angry at someone or a political point of view. In the meantime, we drink our angry poison. We then wonder why illness arrives on our doorsteps. The wise man understands the repercussions of negative thoughts and emotions. Moment by moment, one plays this video game of life with awareness. One taps into the infinite ocean of love and compassion. This is our true home. My advice is learn how to change your own chemistry. Remember, you are the master chemist. Only you are playing with your chemistry kit. Ponder this over. This could make your life so much easier.
Nerve cells that fire together, wire together. These are called neural networks. The brain fires more electrical charges than all the cell phone calls in a day. That is a lot of activity going on. I would have loved to see the brain scan of a Buddha or Christ. Just think how incredible that would be. Years ago, I heard the Dalai Lama would research in his mind all the activities of his day. He would see in the mind's eyes areas where he could be more kinder and wiser in his actions. At that time, I couldn't relate to it. Well, I sure do now. He was consciously reprogramming his neural networks and his subconscious mind. He didn't have to think about being kind. He trained the subconscious mind day in and day out to be kind. I once read where he said he had a major anger problem as a child. Yet today, it's hard to believe. There's no kinder man on the planet. This is a practical path. What kind of neural networks are you creating in your life? If you don't want to answer that question, then you are like a leaf blowing in the wind. Your subconscious mind is running your show. Nobody gets a free ride. Nobody changes until you change your energy. Nobody changes until you change your energy. We still live in a Newtonian world. We still are only conscious of the external world, the matter. Therefore, we only see 1% of the light spectrum. You could say as human beings, we are extremely dense. For over a century, scientists have been studying the quantum field. Mystics have been studying this for thousands of years. They knew once you change your energy, you change. The mind is like a tuning fork. It vibrates at whatever frequency it touches. When the mind touches silence, it becomes silence. This is our true state of mind. In the East, our present state is called monkey mind. If you don't know what it means, do the following. Sit down, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Just do that simple thing. You will see that the mind jumps from one branch to another. You can't stop it. I have a friend who gave up trying to meditate because he couldn't control his mind. To conquer your mind is the most difficult thing to do in the universe. Your body is your subconscious mind. The East has always known there is no demarcation point between the mind and body. Western scientists know that the subconscious mind exists inside of the body. Imagine that 95% of our actions come from our subconscious mind. That means only around 5% is conscious. Our bodies are trained to respond even faster than our conscious minds. It is built in that way. Yet, we are unaware of this fact. Consequently, our reactions stem from past events. It's like a computer going to a specific track and playing it over and over again. We respond to past events and we think it's a new one. We do this day in and day out. Over time, we put deeper grooves into their record of life. We build attitudes towards others. We mock people and flame others and think it's perfectly okay. We are intolerant of others. The list goes on and on. If we want to change this world, we must change ourselves. Nobody can do it for you. God will not do it for you. That's why it's called free will. Are we headed in the right direction? Personally, I think we have three directions that we perform in each and every moment. One is to take a baby step forward towards your goal. Two is to be on a constant treadmill and go nowhere. Three is to progress backwards. The Jains, Buddhists, and the ancient yogis all talked about this. The Jains and the ancient yogis have the same identical systems. I would imagine the Tibetan Buddhists would have something similar or identical to the ancient yogis. Their system was started in India. Note how similar both are. One needs to embrace the tree of life to progress on this path. The 8 Buddhist practice, the Noble Eightfold Path, are right view. Our actions have consequences. Death is not the end, and our actions and beliefs have consequences after death. The Buddha followed and taught a successful path out of this world and the other world, heaven and underworld, hell. Later on, right view came to explicitly include karma and rebirth and the importance of the Four Noble Truths when insight becomes central to Buddhist soteriology. Right resolve or intention, the giving up of home and adopting the life of a religious mendicant in order to follow the truth. This concept aims at peaceful renunciation into an environment of non-sensuality, non-ill will to loving kindness, away from cruelty to compassion. Such an environment aids contemplation of impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Right speech, no lying, no rude language, no telling one person what another says about him to cause discord or harm the relationship. Right conduct or action, no killing or injuring, no taking what is not given, no sexual acts, no material desires. Right livelihood, beg to feed, only possessing what is essential to sustain life. Right effort, preventing the arisings of unwholesome states and generating wholesome states. The 7 factors of awakening. This includes guarding the sense doors, restraint of the sense faculties. Right mindfulness, retention, being mindful of the Dharma teachings that are beneficial to the Buddhist path. In the Vipassana movement, sati is interpreted as bare attention, never be absent-minded, being conscious of what one is doing. This encourages the awareness of the impermanence of body, feeling, and mind, as well as to experience the 5 aggregates, the 5 hindrances, the 4 true realities, and 7 factors of awakening. Right samadhi, practicing 4 stages of dhyana meditation, which includes samadhi power in the 2nd stage and reinforces the development of the bodhidharma, complementing into equanimity and mindfulness. In the Theravada tradition of the Vipassana movement, this is interpreted as ekaggata, concentration of one's pointedness of the mind, and supplemented with Vipassana meditation, which aims at insight.
The law of cause and effect. This is a law that defines the daily outcomes in our lives. Yet for the majority of us, we are oblivious to it. This is the law of cause and effect. Every action that you take compromises of this law. Everything you do has a direct effect on your life. Suppose you spend a good time of your life eating junk food, and someday you get sick. You go to the doctor, and you want him to heal you. Yet, your day-to-day consumption of eating junk food leads to your illness. Your actions lead to this state. The law of cause and effect is that your daily actions over time lead to your present-day condition. By improving your life on a daily level, you will see in the future your life improving. I'm not saying that all sicknesses are false, but I'm saying that we should be practical and do whatever we can to live a healthy life. Every action we take is accounted for. If we are unhappy, what actions have we taken to put ourselves into that situation? What can we do to bring ourselves around to happiness? Our actions dictate our state of awareness. If you are angry daily, I can guarantee that in the future you will be angry. Over time, whatever actions you have taken become your life. If you are resentful now and take the same steps of resentment, you will be resentful in the future. This is the cause of law and effect. If you are happy and share your happiness with others, I can guarantee you that other people will enjoy your company. If you are constantly pissed off, I can guarantee that people won't want to be in your company. Every single action has an effect on the entire universe. If your life is in chaos, you will enhance the chaos on this world. If your life is peaceful, you will enhance peace on earth. You are accountable for bringing peace to this planet. If you don't have peace, the planet won't have peace. You do have a piece of the puzzle. So realize that if your life is messed up, you can clean it up. You can start daily to make wise decisions in your life. You can totally change your life around. There is no blame. Hopefully we can start to give you your wisdom so you can see for yourself that where you are in life is based upon your previous actions. Now you can be aware and change your actions in areas that you know needs changing. This is applying the law of cause and effect. By really understanding this law, one becomes a co-creator and not of a reactive being. This law also applies to all nations around the world. We are accountable for our own actions. How we treat others will reflect back to us. This is something I hope that we may all understand. Peace can never come through war. If we as a nation are peaceful, our neighbors will be peaceful. If we have an overabundance of wealth and food, we should help out our neighbors in need. If each nation truly helped those in need, our world would change. In order for the world to change, we must change. In order to change, we must understand the law of cause and effect. If we live our life in harmony with the universe, our world around us will reflect that. We will be happy. We will be content. We will not be greedy. We will smile and say hi to our neighbors. If we have a drinking problem, most likely the world around us will suffer from our drinking. We don't need to write down what kind of problems arise from our heavy use of drinking, but it sure doesn't celebrate life. It's a drowning of oneself. So we can change step by step. If you drink too much, join AA. Whenever your vice is, and you see that it's harming your life and others around you, then do something about it. By taking ownership of your problem and by doing something about it, it will empower you. We are not here to judge because each one of us has a myriad of ways to improve ourselves. We are constantly refining our actions. We are all in the same boat. As Christ said, those who have not sinned may cast the first stone. Each of us has missed the mark. That's what sin means. But we are striving for a bullseye. This is the goal of human life, to constantly grow in awareness and love. This process will go on forever. So you can change and will change hopefully for the better because you have free will. The Creator will not judge you, but you will. You are your own judge. You are in charge of your own destiny. If you're in the dumps, you can climb out or dig deeper. Help us on the way by learning these laws and seeing for yourself. Yep, been there and done that. You will change for the better. It's just one step after another, day by day. I hope this will motivate you because you are in charge of your life You can change. You brought yourself to where you are now, so make better decisions. Before you get hot-headed, think, is it really worth it to get angry? Will anything productive take place? Just take a couple of breaths and relax into the silence. You will see that it's not worth your time and energy. You can change. You simply need to learn a few tricks of the trade. These tricks will enhance your life. The more experience you get from your internal experience, you will stop trying to prove that you are right. You will stop trying to defend yourself. You will stop getting angry when others criticize you. You will be a delight to be around. This is the law of cause and effect, putting into use for your own benefit. By understanding this, you will no longer get hot-headed when someone is driving a car and drives too slowly. It's strange, so many times when I take a walk and I cross the street, drivers will try to outrun you so they can turn right. At times I would get mad. Nowadays I realize that the driver is not angry. They could care less, but why should I get angry because of what they did? Why should I hold on to this anger and cause damage to myself? So I simply bless them when this happens. I still feel the anger, but in a second, I just release it. Just let it go and smile within. We hold on to anger and judge things that have gone on since we were born. Hopefully, by understanding the law of cause and effect, we can forgive ourselves and others. Truly, laughter is the best medicine. Let's truly let go of the past and forgive all who have intentionally or unintentionally harmed us. By doing this, it will set us free. Again, awareness is the key. We have been so unaware of this law. We think that people's wealth is like a lottery ticket. I'm sorry to say that for most people who are millionaires, they worked hard for the money and paid attention to their lives. They were smart and invested at a young age. They went to college and learned. By performing their actions, they became millionaires. So what is our game plan? What actions can you take to improve your life? Start small and build up. See that everything you do gets reflected back to you. Some people are lazy and greedy and try to earn money by taking from others by means of being illegal. Some of these people end up in prison. Hopefully they will understand that their actions put them there. Now, I'm aware that not everything in life is fair. Why is someone who is dealing drugs living high off the hog while people are starving? I can't explain that, but what I do know is that we can help this world by changing ourselves. This is what I think all of us as a world can do. Be responsible for your own existence. Help out your fellow man. Someday you may need a helping hand. Practical actions. Pay attention to your thoughts. Remember, each thought is like your bank account. A negative thought takes away money from your bank account, while positive thought adds to it. Just like in real life. Think before you speak any words. Does this uplift me, or is this the same old conditioning and junk that I've been conditioned to? Think before you act. Does this action does this action enhance my life, or does it bring me down? Go over your life and do an inventory. See where your habits have lead you to either a positive or a negative event. Look at your relationships, career, finances, family, friends, your free time. Look everywhere and see where you need to pull some internal weeds. Read books on how to be a co-creator instead of a reactive being. See books lists and back a book. Educate yourself and attend classes and seminars on changing your life. Happiness is a state of mind. You can own the entire universe. You can do anything you want. You can rule the world. You can conquer the galaxy. You can be the richest man alive. You can have an army of millions. You can be a CEO of a large Fortune 500 company. You can master the stock market. You can become a famous movie star. You can be the most famous actor of all time. You could be the President of the United States. Yet, without true happiness, your life is empty. The wise man pursues inner happiness. This is the true gift of life. The ray of non-attachment. We come into this world empty-handed, and we leave this world empty-handed. The ray of non-attachment helps us not to get frustrated by life's events and our own personal attachments. During the course of our life, we become attached to our car, our house, our job, our riches. Whatever our mind is attached to, when this thing gets taken away from us, it causes suffering. Everything in life is an impermanent. Nothing external is changeless. Everything created ultimately goes back to the source. Many of our sufferings are holding onto an idea or concept or object, and when something goes not according to plan, we hold on. We then become disappointed or sad that things in life don't go according to plan. The ray of non-attachment allows us to have life live freely without being tied down by our own attachments. Through the law of silence, we enter into a state of awareness that is, was, and will always be. Over time, one by one, our attachments start dissolving one by one. It's much like a sugar cube being dissolved by water. All the great books of the past have taught us about the importance of being non-attached in one's life. Yet what kind of training have we gone through to help us become non-attached? Once again, if we conquer our mind, we have conquered the world. Meditation and contemplation is the means to slowly melt into the source of all life. Over time, this awareness begins to infiltrate into our daily lives. We are more carefree and relaxed. We can accomplish more than others because the mind is sharp as a laser. When we are attracted to people, places, and things, our mind is hopping from one thing to another. We are restless. We are at unease. Our mind wanders. We have difficulty to control our mind and thoughts. The wise person spends their life solving this mystery and actively begins to take the course of actions to enhance one's life. This ray of non-attachments are applicable not only to our world, but to our inner world. We can hold on to our experience. It's like holding on to sand in your hand. It will slowly slip away. All our disappointments and sufferings are mostly from our attachments to life. Our mind thinks that by attaching itself to something, it will become happy. Yet this is never the case. The foundation of Buddhism clearly talks in fine detail in more precise ways what happens when we become detached. They're much more eloquent than I am. These are plenty and incredible books talking about the destructive nature of being attached. By being aware of this ray, and entry into the silence, we begin to train ourselves not to become attached. When we do, and we do suffer, we can remind ourselves that everything in life is impermanent. We can, day by day, train ourselves to see what is changeless, boundless, and never dies. This is our true nature. The source lies within. By connecting to your true nature every day and over time, moment by moment, you will see and comprehend these words. It is a state of awareness that comes from within, and they become a reality in your everyday life. Okay, of course, it takes time. This is a maturing process. But by being aware and focused on your inner nature, you will grow day by day. You have infinite potential. By being non-attached doesn't mean that you can't truly enjoy this life. As a matter of fact, you will enjoy this life to the fullest because you will be vibrating with life itself. Your mind, body, and emotions will be in tune and in harmony of who you truly are. You will truly become free. Of course, you will still have off days. You will still have lessons to learn. I have not mastered myself, but even in my present state, I rejoice in being alive. Life is a grand adventure, and I'm happy learning and growing. I'm so grateful to be aware and conscious that these gifts lay inside of my being. There are years for the asking. This life we live is a great series of lessons where we can learn to master. Life is the highest education. There's so much to learn. We can't even hold on to our spiritual experience. If we do, we will be disappointed. Life teaches us to hold on to your divine essence. If you hold on to anything else, you will become disappointed. Once we truly begin to understand that concept, we can start to implement the process of self-discovery. With our maturity growing, our understanding of this ray begins to grow more and more. We then can take off our tainted glasses and see the world as a reflection of ourselves. It's amazing that our concepts and our attachments to this world is the source of our problems. Once we see the world with a new vision and you train your mind, your life becomes happier. I really don't understand why we don't teach these basic laws in our schools. Our nation and the world at large would be in such a better place. It seems like so much attention is put on what we do instead of who we truly are. All the latest technologies don't bring us any more happiness than what we had before, yet we want more and more. We think as a nation, as a whole, that material things will bring us joy. Last night, I saw a survey that only 12% of the people in this country enjoy their job. Something is wrong with our state of being. We need a new way. It's been there all the time. We have never been taught that common sense is uncommon. We think we have it all together. Yet the lies that are dictated by advertising and the media will never bring true happiness and joy. These ads for a new car will never give you true happiness. Your new car someday will be towed to the dump. Then, where will your happiness be? We need to look beyond the superficiality of our existence. You are truly divine. Your essence is boundless and changeless. Our present-day scientists know this, yet we can continue to live in a state of denial. This is not about becoming a monk or a priest. We are talking about discovering your true nature. In doing so, you will become free. Your life will be absolutely incredible. No words can describe it. This is your true nature. Through the law of non-attachment, you will become free. This is your true state. You are the bird in the cage. Open the door inside can become free again. Remember, only you have the piece of the puzzle. The world will be in a better place when you realize this. We are building sandcastles in the sky, yet we think that it is permanent. One day, the ocean of life will dissolve your precious sandcastle. What is the foundation that you are standing on? Is it a rock? Is it made of rock or of sand? Your happiness depends upon it.